PlayStation has a large library of classic franchises and they just might be interested in reviving some. Let's talk about it. Hello there everybody and welcome to The Comfy Spot. My name is Tyler and today we are going to be talking about this news that we got regarding PlayStation and their apparent interest in possibly reviving some of their older, classic, long dormant franchises. Now, this news came to us at the end of last week as of recording. I'm recording this on December 30th. It came to us at the end of last week. I believe it was Friday when it came out. So I'm kind of late on discussing this, but I still want to discuss it nonetheless. This news came to us through a Famitsu interview that Famitsu did with PlayStation's co-CEO, Hermen Hulst, and I'm going to be reading from a report that VGC's Andy Robinson wrote up about said interview. Now, reading from Andy Robinson's article over at Video Games Chronicle, he writes here, speaking of Famitsu, the exec said that going forward, the platform holder intends to offer a broad range of experiences from both its first-party studios and by working with external developers. He says, quote, the various IPs that we own are an important asset to PlayStation, and as part of our efforts to strengthen our portfolio, we are continually looking at opportunities to leverage past IP as well as develop new franchises, end quote. Now, we all know that PlayStation has a vault full of classic franchises that people love and hold very near and dear to their hearts, almost on the same level as like Nintendo in terms of how many long dormant franchises they have just hold up in the vault, except Nintendo tends to really keep going back to the well with theirs. PlayStation, they use them for a bit and then they move on from them, which, as I have said earlier this year in a video that I put out saying that PlayStation needs new franchises, I said that this isn't necessarily a bad thing that they have so many dormant franchises that their teams move on from them and don't return to them, because it allows us to get new ideas. Like I said back then, I love Sly Cooper, but we wouldn't have gotten Infamous or even Ghost of Tsushima had they not moved on from each of those respective games. So I do like that PlayStation and their teams don't ever feel like they have to stick to a certain IP, to a certain franchise forever. That said though, at the same time, it is also like something where I'm like, man, it would be nice to see some of these long dormant franchises come back, because it'd be one, very refreshing, and two, after so many years gone, bringing them back is kind of almost like they're being a new franchise, on their own. So I wonder, what franchises are there that PlayStation would be interested in bringing back? Because there are so many that they could bring back. Of course, you have the long-awaited ones, the ones that many people ask for all the time. You have your Sly Coopers, you have your Jak and Daxters, you have your Resistances, those classic franchises that people love and just want to see return in some way, shape, or form, because they mean so much to us. They mean a lot to us. They were, probably childhood memories for some of us, or maybe games that came out in our formative years, whatever the case may be. Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, they're the only two PlayStation 2 platforming console mascots from Sony's time back then that are not around anymore. Ratchet and Clank is the only one that's still kicking around. Jak and Daxter and Sly Cooper, would love to see them come back in some way, shape, or form. Resistance, I've said before, would be a great pull as well, because if Sony wants a first-person shooter that is a first-party game, if you don't want to do a new IP, Resistance just makes so much sense to bring back. It's really unique, it's interesting premise, interesting setting. You could have some creative weaponry. It's more interesting a pull than say Killzone. Not to discredit Killzone. Killzone's cool, but Resistance just has much more there to much more meat on the bone to chew on in the modern day if it was to be brought back. There are other franchises that Sony could bring back as well that I think, I don't know, I've just kind of forgotten about myself. It'd be cool if MotorStorm came back. Remember that franchise from the PS3 era? Just off-road racing. I got really crazy. I didn't really play any of them just because my gaming taste at that time was really weird, and for some reason I just wasn't into it. But if it came out today, I would have played it. But MotorStorm, that'd be a cool one to bring back, because right now the only racing game Sony has is Gran Turismo. They had Drive Club in the PS4 era, but that game got unceremoniously shut down, unfortunately. So MotorStorm, that'd be another great pick if they wanted to have another racing franchise, as it wasn't so like realistic sim based, it was more arcadey and fun. MotorStorm would be a great pick right there. If we want to go even further back, all the way to PS1 era, we could pull Ape Escape. You know, Ape Escape appeared in Astrobot most recently in one of the VIP bot levels, where you essentially play Ape Escape in Astrobot, and it was a lot of fun. It was really cute and charming. And you know, maybe Ape Escape isn't right for the modern day, but you know, it'd be cool. It could be neat if they can come up with a cool, fun idea, a way to bring it back to the modern day in a way that will appeal to, you know, especially like not just necessarily everyone, but that family audience that Astrobot really caters to. That'd be great, especially if it could also then do the Astrobot thing of really appeal and cater to everyone, not just younger audiences, but older audiences, just everybody across the spectrum. That'd be great. So at Ape Escape, that could be a nice, cool pick right there. Personally, I would love if Gravity Rush was able to come back. I know Gravity Rush 2, it ended in a way where we don't need to get more. It might not ever happen. Like, if that's where things end, that's fine. But me just being very jealous, I would love another Gravity Rush, because Gravity Rush was a lot of fun. I would love to see what interesting and cool and just crazy scenarios we could end up in on, you know, more powerful hardware, the PS5 or even the PS6, if it comes out, whenever that comes out. And I mean, we're also getting a Gravity Rush movie, okay? Like, it would make so much sense. A new Gravity Rush game alongside a Gravity Rush movie, it just makes sense. Obviously, Sony sees something in the IP if they're making a movie for it. So there is that. And then another IP that I think would be cool to bring back, and I think I've said this before, if not on the channel, I've talked about this on social media before, that being PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. That'd be a great franchise to bring back. I know people, you know, don't really think too fondly of it. I know it was not a perfect game, it was a flawed game. It was trying to compete with Smash, and it failed at that to an extent. Well, largely failed at that, since we have not seen other PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale since then. But I do think that if they refine the gameplay, refine some of the mechanics behind it, and just build on the ideas that were there with PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, a sequel could be really great. We could have a lot of fun with it. There's a whole lot of new characters that they can involve in it. I would love to see more combo levels that they had. Just the possibilities are endless with PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, especially when Smash is not around right now, and there has been a wave in recent years of Smash-like platform fighters. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, it seems like it would be just like the perfect time for that game to come out. So who knows? But let me know what you all think down in the comment section below. What PlayStation IP would you like to see Sony revive? Do you think that they're actually going to do this? Do you think it's a good idea for them to pursue trying to revive some of their older, long dormant franchises? I mean, there's another one I just thought of. I can't believe I forgot it. Syphon Filter. Syphon Filter would also be another great pull for them, because, you know, Ben Studio, that was the one that really popped off for them back in the PS1 era, and right now there aren't really any spy, espionage, thriller type games on the market right now. Perfect Dark is about to come out on the Xbox side of things, which is excellent for them, and on top of the game looking great, it also is gonna like fill this niche that's in the gaming landscape of you know, spy, thriller, futuristic technology type games like that the market is just lacking entirely. That's why I'm very excited about Perfect Dark, and it would be very exciting if Syphon Filter came back in a similar fashion. That way PlayStation can have their own. Regardless, nevertheless, there's a lot of IP, clearly, that PlayStation can revive in one way, shape, or form. Let me know your thoughts down below. Which ones do you want to see? Again, do you think it's a good idea? I think it is. I think it'd be a good idea if they went down this road. At the same time, I also understand them being more so just focused on new ideas, new IP, because that's how we, you know, we get new beloved things instead of just relying and regurgitating past ideas over and over and over again. All that said though, we'll wrap this video up, wrap this conversation up. My name is Tyler. This has been The Comfy Spot. Leave a like in this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way you know as soon as new videos go live. We'll talk next time. And also, Happy New Year, guys. Have a good one.